Good morning and welcome to the Bipolar Sunrise. I'm your host, Garrett Nichols.
I'm Ryan Sullivan.
Nate Dog.
Nate Dog.
Big John.
Nate Dog.
All right. We're going to have to put our gamer tags on too, I guess. If you guys are wondering on Twitch, it's Nate Dog. Nate Dog 89.
I actually think that's what you are in my phone, Nate Dog.
Yeah.
I believe so.
But he is in my phone.
Ah. Well, the shoe fits.
If the acronym fits. So, did anybody think of any amazing topics to think about over the past week?
Beating up my dad.
My
Hot
dad.
rod style.
Did you ever beat your dad up? Al? Big Al?
No.
Big
He threw
John?
me up against the wall one time, but I kind of had that coming. I've only seen my dad pissed maybe 2 or 3 times, and if it happened 3 times, 2 of those are at me. But you know, my dad did tell me a story, and you know, it always kind of struck close to me because he was the youngest, and him and his mom, or his mom and his dad got a divorce. My dad was like 15 or 16, got his first pickup truck and was going out to drink with his buddies. And my grandma's husband, Lloyd, which was my grandpa growing up, not biological or anything, but Lloyd tried telling my dad that he wasn't going out, and he was out watering shit in the garden, and Dad punched him out. And Grandpa was never a very big guy, but he was like a hell of a star basketball player, a judge, and a boxer. And I know Lloyd probably could have whooped the shit out of him. But I remember Dad telling me, like, you know, we've had conversations about this, of course. Like, oh yeah, I beat you up one day. He's like, I beat my stepdad up one time. I felt horrible about it. And still to this day, he always felt pretty bad about it. You know, Lloyd just kind of wanted what was best for him. And I was like, you're not my dad, and just knocked him crazy in the garden, I guess.
God. Such violence.
Yeah. And Dad admits he was kind of an asshole when he was younger, but he's older and still an asshole at times. Sorry, Dad.
I ain't watching this shit. You can say whatever you want. I ran from my dad quite a bit throughout my childhood. Got pretty good at ducking. Ah. Run like hell.
Run like the wind, Forrest.
And then he'd start chasing me sometimes, and then I'd hear him holler, "You gotta come back sometime."
Yeah.
You know, some shit like that.
It's not going to be till he's calmed down. It's going to be a few hours.
Uh,
Would you say when you ran like that and you did come back, did it get dropped pretty quick, or did he remember? Or
Oh, it would depend, but usually he'd be over it. If I ran from him, typically it was because I was like within arm's reach, and something happened, whether he found out that I had done something previously, or I just snorted something really stupid off at the wrong time, and he'd go to grab me, and my reflex was just fast enough that he missed me, and as soon as I realized that, like I knew he had to recoil to try to get another grab.
you're already in motion on your way out of the chair.
I'd be gone.
Huh.
And then he was going to do something, but now there were times where I had to run out of the house, you know, like across the gravel, and he wouldn't chase me barefoot. I was a kid. I could run on gravel. I could moonwalk on it. Didn't bother my feet at all. I was barefoot all the time.
Right.
And he wouldn't chase me on that. And I remember one time I made lean-tos and shit in trees all the time. And I had a lean-to. I did something to piss my dad off. Pretty good. It was a good one though, I knew. And I stayed until dark at the lean-to, and then waited and came back down. And I was hungry,
I was going to say you got hungry.
and it was getting dark, and we lived out in the country, so there was fucking coyotes howling. I'm like, shit. You know what it
Time to
means?
go
I
back.
gotta go. And so I'd sneak in the back door, which was, you open the back door and that's my bedroom. So I try to sneak in there and, Ted! Ah, fuck. And I go take my ass whipping or whatever it was gonna be. Sometimes he wouldn't whip my ass, but more often than not, like I already had the ass whipping coming. But if I got the ass whipping when he was mad,
It was worse.
it would be, well, he just wasn't accurate.
Right.
Like,
he did everywhere.
He's smacking my hands, my
Your upper
wrists,
back,
my arms,
lower back,
yeah, everywhere.
lower
because-
butt, everywhere but your ass.
So, when he's calling, I get in here, and he's already got the belt in his hand, and he's just like, "Come on."
Did you do the loud snap thing with it ever?
Not really.
Didn't
Not he
intimidate
didn't.
ya?
Just when we weren't in trouble, he would do that.
Yeah.
He'd pretend like we were in trouble and smack the belt, but when we were serious, no, there was no pretending. It was straight to business. He had to with me because I'd fucking try to run. I was a runner.
What would have
You
happened
run
if you
out
would have
of truck
snuck
stop.
into the house there when he yelled Tad, just crawl in bed and pretend to be asleep?
I mean, I could probably think he would have came in, and he would have grabbed me by the ankles, blankets, everything, and pulled me off of the bed onto the floor, then unwound me out of the blankets, and whipped my ass right there with a belt. I'm
Yeah.
sure of it.
My dad's always had his name on his belt, and I remember a few times being able to read that correctly in the mirror, at least part of it. Like, I was like, huh. But I don't know. I think back, there was times like where I'd had to pull my pants down and get ass whooping.
Yeah,
I don't know if that was pretty common back then.
That's how we had
That's
to.
borderline child molestation now, and technically flirting at that point.
Flirting.
Well,
Show
hey,
me that ass, boy.
and some guys like it.
I guess.
Some girls do too, like getting spanked, and maybe that's why.
Well, I know my dad had to because he started learning corduroy, which I'm old enough. You had corduroy pants, and it would soften the blow for some reason. So
Yeah.
Dad would start learning that. Oh,
Three
okay.
pairs of them, really.
Right.
soften the blow.
Right.
Did you guys ever put like numerous pairs of underwear on, or try putting a magazine
I'll
back
try to
there?
Put shorts on, then my pants. Oh yeah. And
was
I
that
think
guy.
it's, dads aren't stupid.
No.
They hit you, and they could probably even tell, and they're like, "Oh, okay, Tucker, you wanna play some games? Pull your pants down." Damn it!
Whip out.
That's not the game I was wanting to play. This game sucks.
Kind of like butt darts.
Yeah, I like butt darts, except for, God damn it. Yeah, pull your pants down. Like, pull your fucking pants down.
There was times Dad
Tucker.
gave me
I
the
don't want
free
my dad-
pass though if you faked being asleep.
I did do that once, and it worked
I was gonna
once, and I was
say.
like, okay, this is gonna work again. You know when your mom says, get in your room, wait till your dad
Yeah.
gets home,
Uh-huh.
and you find out he's working
And you
late.
know you're sitting there because you watched your kids do it, and your eyes are.
Yeah, blinking, pretty much.
You weren't fooling him, but he was like, bless his little heart.
Yeah.
Give him a pass tonight.
Yeah, that's happened to me once. Of
So-
course, you try it again,
Oh, absolutely.
and then it doesn't work ever again.
And then it's, get up, and you still act like you're asleep, and it's like, you're going to get it worse if you don't get it. Okay. I believe you. I'll get up.
Pretend you don't hear me sleeping.
Yeah.
You're getting it worse if you don't get up, boy.
Yep.
Yeah, you weren't snoring before. Now all of a sudden you're.
Oh, man.
No, I got my fair share of ass whoopings. But I'm like Garrett, I deserved them.
Oh, yeah. And even if, like,
I didn't want them, but no, I was not a good child either
Yeah.
growing up. I pushed everybody to their extremes, and it was I was like a cat where you're like, don't do that, and it's like crash,
You just did it.
and then you just stare at them, and then it's you got an ass whooping coming. Well, of course you got one coming. You literally just did this, staring at them while they told you not to, and you did it anyway.
God, how many times I've done that in my life, like to my parents?
It's like,
Or they're like,
of course
"Don't
I'm
do
getting
it."
my ass beat now.
Like, don't do it. You're like,
I'm doing
you're looking at a window and you've got a rock. And they're like, don't fucking throw that rock through the window. They're like, huh? And you know you're going to.
My dad always told me my actions couldn't catch up with my brain.
I just assumed
That I was 100 miles an hour on action, and it wasn't until after I did something when I'm like, oh shit. And he's like, if you could stop long enough to think about what you're doing, you wouldn't get in half the trouble you do. But I was 100 miles an hour. My brain said do it, and before my cognitive could kick in and go, what the fuck? I was like, bash! And I'm like, oh shit.
I wanted to hear it.
I got whooped a few times for something my sisters had done. If you have siblings, that's probably happened to you at a time or so.
No, it was the other way around.
My brother was like a goody goody, so
Yeah.
if we ever got whoopings and he got one, it's because of me. My brother was just this straight laced, like never did anything wrong in his life, got kid.
But then when I get whooped like that, I'm like, yeah, I got away with a lot. I was like, I had that one coming somewhere down the line.
Yeah,
That was
come
for
out
sure.
the wash.
Yeah. I was like, damn it. And then, of course, I'm like, how am I going to get my sister back on
Well,
that?
it's like I used to have weekly reports from my teachers. They would write a letter home to my parents to tell them how I did during the week and put it in an envelope. And I'd have to give it to them. And it's like, even knowing that I'm going to get, like Monday, I'm a class clown, I'm throwing erasers, I'm, even in the back of my mind, it's like, this is going to get you in trouble. Friday, I'd be like the perfect angel. I'd just be like, yes, Mrs. So-and-so, your every wish is my command. But even knowing that my parents were going to find out everything I did wasn't enough to keep me from doing it.
Yeah.
I just do it all week long and then suffer the consequences. And my parents were constantly like, I don't understand. Like, we're going to find out. Why do you still do this? And it's like, boo! I don't know. I don't know why. I'm
have to
going to do
ask
it again
them.
Monday.
When my parents were talking to me that way, I would have to ask them, like 3 or 4 times what they said. I'd say, huh? What'd you say? Like, did you not hear me? Like, I wasn't paying attention. Like, what the fuck? This is like a really serious conversation they're having with me, and I'm like, drifting off into space.
What am I going to be doing this week? Going fishing with the boys.
Yeah, and then they're like, did you hear what I said? I'm like,
Yeah, of course.
God.
What'd I just say? I don't fucking know. I wasn't listening.
I wasn't paying attention. Like, how could you not be paying attention? You're looking right at me. Like, am I? Am I looking right at you? Because I am lost in space right now.
Nate?
Yeah.
Nate's a goody two shoes.
You never did anything wrong.
I don't know. I got plenty of beatings.
I got plenty of beatings.
And
He's like, you guys are digging up trauma right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to go see
Is
my
this
therapist
Is
after
this a
this.
trauma dump? 'Cause I'm feeling edgy.
I'd even laugh during beatings just to piss him off.
Yeah.
And
Damn, you were that
hit,
kid.
he would hit harder and longer, but
Is that all you got? Where's the wrench?
yeah.
I thought I saw a bullwhip hanging in the garage, pussy. Go grab it. I didn't laugh at my dad. After I'd run, I'd make fun of him and shit, and then once he'd get a hold of me, I'd be like, please stop. We could talk about this. I have a family.
Do you remember the first time getting whooped? Well, not the first time, but you remember like just the sound of it, the fear of it, you just start crying and it probably didn't hurt. And then of course you had a few of those that did hurt. But then when you got older and you got your ass whooped and you're like, what the hell are you doing back there? Like, don't spit up my ass and tell me it's raining out there. Like, for fuck's sakes.
When I was 12, I think I was 12, 11 maybe, and my mom whipped me for the last time. She was spanking me barehanded and I was laughing and because it was just funny. She was really mad.
So mad.
She was so mad.
Her
I mean,
hand hurt.
Her hand hurt, but it wasn't doing anything to me, and I was laughing. She pushed me off of her lap, and she started stomping my butt and my back like this from sitting down in the chair, which also was not doing anything, and made me laugh even more
Just
hysterically.
popped your back, you felt better.
And before you know it, she's like laughing too because she realizes like
Oh,
it's like it's not gonna work.
The era is over.
It wasn't over. That was the problem. Like she's like, sucking up her tears, and she's like, I can't do anything with you anymore. She's like, I can't punish you. She's like, so no more spankings from me, no more punishment from me. Your dad will be handling everything now. And I'm like, oh my fucking God, you mean that crazy fuck that loves to whip kids? Like, she's like, he doesn't love whipping kids. I'm like, I'm pretty sure he does. Like he has a belt that he wears.
Your ass looks like
Constantly.
like a passport with all the stamps.
Yeah.
Well, that was a standing rule with us. If mom spanked you, then dad spanked you when you got home.
Oh god, that was the worst.
Just because of that. You know, you'd be like, oh, you want to hit me again? You know, because mom, when you're littler, it hurt. But then, like you said, she just didn't have the strength. But
Yeah.
so that was the rule is, that's fine.
Like
If your mom spanks you, I spank you when I get
one
home.
of my grandparents spanked you. You acted up there and got whooped by grandma or an aunt. You were getting
Got
it
it when
again
you
when
got-
you got home
Oh,
because they had to do
absolutely.
it.
Yep, absolutely. Well, and I was one of those that, you know, it was like, hey, if he misbehaves, it was do what you need to do. But
Yep.
it was like, you call me. I'll come handle business.
Yeah. Yeah, that was always kind of scary. It was like, I already got my
But
ass
no,
whooped.
that was a standing rule. Mom whipped you.
My dad never
Yeah,
hit me out of anger though. It was always like the Andy Griffith show. Like we'd have a conversation about it. He was never mad. It was just, hey, this is gonna hurt me more than it hurts you, which I never understood what the fuck that meant growing up. I'm like, what the hell?
Right.
Of course, being a parent myself now, looking at it, I was like, yeah, I get it. There's just some shit you're not gonna get till you're a parent yourself, I guess.
I don't know. My dad tuned me up pretty good. He didn't wait until he wasn't angry.
Yeah.
No,
It
my
was
dad
a
did it all
heat
out
of the
anger.
moment.
Like I said, I only see my dad mad at a handful of times, and a few of those are at me.
Yeah. Well, kids are brats. I might have told this on the show before, actually, but I'm going to tell it again because it's funny and it pertains to what we're talking about. One time I got my sister's ass beat for something I did.
Kelly?
No, Kelly was a fucking. She got her ass beat on her own. She's a brat. She's no problem there. My dad was restoring this old Chevelle, or one day he was going to restore this old Chevelle, and I shot the tail lights out and
Oh,
the
shit.
windshield, my BB gun. But it was up on top of the hill where it's out of sight. You couldn't see it unless you walked up there. And one day I'm at the bottom of the hill by our house, and my sister's like midway up by the cattle pens. And my dad's walking down. He grabs my sister up and he fucking starts spanking her ass. And I'm like, thought that was hilarious. And then he's coming my way. Like, what's going on here?
You're like, no.
And he's like, get over here. And then I get close enough and he beats my ass too. I'm like, what the hell? And he had been on the hill, and I wasn't even putting two and two together. But he walked up there, and he saw the window shot out of the Chevelle. First person that was close to him was my sister. Grabbed her up, spanked her ass, and told her, that's for not tattling on your brother for shooting the windows out of the car. But here's the thing, we'd get whipped if we tattled. So, so she was gonna be fucking in trouble no matter what.
Right.
So she got her ass whipped. I thought it was funny until I got my ass whipped, and then we're both like, what the fuck? And she was pissed at me. Because she didn't have anything to do. She didn't know I'd done it. I mean, she might have, but what was she gonna do?
Right.
Because then I would have whipped her ass as soon as they left the house. We were kids, like, we were young, but they would leave us home alone all the time because we lived out in the middle of nowhere and parents just left their kids home.
Yeah, that's how I was.
So she couldn't piss me off too much. My sister couldn't piss me off too much, like, when my parents were home because they'd leave some eventually. And then it'd be ass whooping time for her. Ass whooping time.
I don't know why this started playing. Something got said that was like, hey, let's play some house music.
Yeah, man, nice. Well, we crack open a couple of stouts.
Was there the ass whooping you should have had coming, but then like somehow it didn't? Like a story like they like.
Oh, they
Why
all
did I
seem to
not-
find me.
Well,
My ass has got a homing beacon for whoopings on it.
and wieners.
And weeders and whoopings.
The worst, though, I think, off the premise of what you just said, was when you were expecting an ass beating, and my dad would just look almost defeated.
So he's just
That was
the
worst. That was
And
worse
he
than
would
an ass
just,
whooping.
yeah, it was. And
He's
he'd
just
be
beat
like,
me.
he's
just
like,
whipped
you know
my ass,
what?
Daddy."
I don't even care. I don't even care anymore. and he'd just kind of walk off, and you're like, it just left you feeling dirty. You're like, well, God, like, at least beat me or do something.
Yeah,
you
meet
met
me in the
me
garage,
already.
old man.
But he would.
At
He'd
least
just
be
walk
that.
up and he'd be like, I don't understand you. And I just don't care anymore. I'm so disappointed I don't even care. And he'd walk off and you're like, gross.
Yeah, those are the hard ones to swallow.
That was a disgusting feeling.
Yeah.
And then, you try to talk to him that night and he's just like,
Yep.
That's what I'd tell my dad. Says, now you know how I have felt since the day I was born. Disgusted with your fucking constant failure.
But
Look
those
how
were.
fucking shitty you've raised a son. You suck at it.
You're a horrible dad.
You're a horrible parent. You ran out of options now, and you're just disappointed. But yeah, that would be that felt shitty. You're like, cause you could see the look in his eyes that he's out of options.
Yep.
And he's done everything. And he's just like, I don't know what to fucking do, and you don't even care.
Yeah.
I did care, but at the same time, I was like, I think you want to see how far you can push it. Sometimes, you're already there.
Mm-hmm.
What's next? You're already that close. You've never been to that level before. Might as well go ahead and see if you can get the extra points and hit it. That's the way I felt a lot of times when I was a kid. I was like, fuck, man. It's like you were just getting pulled over for a turn signal. And then you're in a high speed pursuit. And you've already ran over somebody with a lady pushing a baby carriage across the street. You know what I mean? You dug yourself such a deep hole because your temper typically. That was always my problem. I'd lose my temper and then I would just keep on losing it until I would be satisfied that I've thoroughly been pissed enough. Which is really odd behavior.
And I think I was that way getting in trouble. It's like I'm already in trouble. So
Yeah, what else?
Oh, we've
I
all
might
made
as well just go for broke. I'm
Go for
already
it.
in deep shit.
we've all
so.
made that sacrifice.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? Mom said be home at 2. I'm having too good of a time. I'm 2:30. I'm already gonna be grounded. Fuck it. I'm gonna drag her out till 6 a.m.
And I used to tell my parents that. It's like, but if I'm already in trouble, then I might as well do what I want. And they're like, that makes no sense. And I'm like, but it makes perfect sense to
When
me.
you're a fucking moron, it makes sense.
And Mom's like,
You know?
but you'd have been in so much less trouble. And it's like, yeah, but trouble's trouble.
You're in
You
still
know?
trouble.
I'm
Just
still
a
in
longer
trouble.
duration. It's not that much worse.
Yeah. So I might as well have just done whatever I wanted because I was already in
Granted for a
trouble.
week for coming home 30 minutes late, or granted for a week coming out
Yeah,
a day
com-
later.
Right, coming home that morning.
It's like, yeah.
Plus, I would try to fucking drive home at 100 mile an hour.
Oh yeah.
And I'd be drunk trying to make it home by curfew. And I've got 21 miles to go. And I've
Lord.
got
Damn.
17 minutes to get
And
there.
it's all gravel.
Better do a little creative driving here.
Did
because-
anybody ever set the clock back a further like 5-10 minutes just so?
I never tried it.
Oh, I did.
Yep.
I never tried.
Of course, now you can't do that because of technology. But yeah, I remember set just so I could have 10 extra minutes. Like I'll show up right about midnight, and they're like, "All right, I
Yep.
made it."
Well, and back in the day, Mom would give us a watch. Like we went and played in the woods and with our friends and stuff. But it was the old wine type, so you would take it and then try to act like it screwed up.
Right?
And like you said, technology now, no zero chance in hell that kids these days can get away with any
No,
of that.
every clock synced
But
immediately.
you'd pull that out and spin it and then just leave it out. You'd be like, oh my gosh, Mom, oh, okay.
And then let this slide this
And
one.
so then, like you said, that you can't just do it once. It's kind of like falling asleep, faking sleep.
Right.
You're like, oh, that worked. Well, then, you ruined a good thing.
So the one time I really thought I was going to get my ass beat, I remember this day very well. So my grandparents got a bunch of these black and white TVs for the cousins, and we all ended up with a TV, so we could have a TV in our room, which was cool back then. Nothing big. And we just had like the basic cable in Fairview, nothing fancy. And Dad sure as hell wasn't paying for Showtime, MTV, or
Right.
Cinemax. Well, it just so happens to be that I go stay at a friend's house, and this had been like 91, 92. And we see the cable guy, he's up on the pole, and I didn't realize they had like filters where the coaxial cables went into them. And we steal like a handful of these things out the back of the van. It's open, put them in his pocket, go back to his house, and then they already had MTV and shit, but I didn't have it in Fairview. And I think he got scared, didn't want to get caught with them because his older brother said something like he was going to get somebody in trouble. So then he just gives them to me. So I have like these 5 or 6 filters. So it's like HBO, Cinemax, MTV, you know, a few of these. And I'm like, all right, this is gonna be cool. I was like, all I have to do is go get a ladder out, crawl up the cable line, and then screw these into the thing. And I'm thinking about this for probably 6 months. Don't give it any thought. Or I give it a lot of thought, but I'm like, number one, we don't have an extension ladder. How in the hell am I gonna get up there? I gotta do it when the parents are gone.
Right.
And then are they gonna get pissed off if they get charged for cable kind of thing? And I remember mom or dad throwing a lamp away. And I wanted my TV like in a different spot in my room. And of course, there's no extension cords around. You can't go to steal an extension cord. You're gonna get beat with it, kind of deal. There just wasn't like a plethora of fucking extension cords for me
You couldn't
growing
go to
up.
Walmart. And
Well,
just
no,
grab
there was
anything.
like, wait, I didn't have a car. I'm 12 and lived in a town where it's just, there's nowhere to buy one. And number one, where was I gonna get the money to buy one kind of thing around there? So I remember thinking like, all right, I'm gonna take that lamp. It had a pretty long cord on it. I cut it, split it off, and I think I plugged it in and I was gonna twist it around the prongs on the end of the TV. I ended up getting
Jesus.
shocked. I'm like, okay, we got to unplug it, do this, then plug it in. You know, kid mind figuring things out. Finally get it all wrapped around there, and I plug it in. I'm like, all right, this works good. And for some reason, there's like a coaxial cable that went into a box that went into like the 2 antenna things that went into the TV. And I'm like cleaning my room up, feeling pretty proud of myself, like when you kind of get shit moved around. And I stumble across those filters that I had for a while. And I was like, wait a minute. I wonder if I could just plug that into the back of the TV and see what the fuck happens. I didn't really expect to get any channels, but I'm like, fuck it. And the way the cable came in, it came into the main TV, and then dad had a splitter. One went upstairs to my room, and a splitter went off into his bedroom. So I'm fucking right up there, and I screw one in, and all of a sudden, like, I have another channel on my black and white TV. I'm like, oh, this decoded it. Well, then I'm screwing another one in. And I think out of the like 6 we had, there was like 3 that worked. So I ended up with like Cinemax, HBO, and I wanted to say maybe MTV, but it was only to my room. It didn't go anywhere else because that's the end of the line.
Yeah, fuck them.
I'm like, all right. And so I'm sitting there watching Cinemax, and it was Harley Davidson, the Marlboro Man, which I think came out in 1991, and it was like premiering on Cinemax. And I'm like, fuck yeah. You know, it's late at night, and it starts opening up the scene. There's boobs and shit, and they're in like a strip club.
Oh yeah, Sam Elliott once again makes his appearance on the
It's
show.
Don Johnson and that fucking other guy.
Elliot makes his
Mick York.
appearance.
Mickey Rourke.
Yes.
He looks just like Sam Elliott.
Yeah. I was gonna make a joke there, but we're on camera. Anywho, Dad never came up the stairs. He'd holler up or something like, hey, but it was like, you're supposed to be in bed. I don't know what, maybe he just felt he needed to check to make sure I'm not sneaking out or whatever the case is. And I hear him coming up the stairs. I'm like, oh shit. I roll over real quick, and I'm pretending to be asleep. And he kind of opens the door. He's like, hey. And I don't, maybe I didn't put the lawnmower away. It's something I was supposed to be doing outside before I went to bed kind of thing. And he's going to shut the door, and he looks over and sees my TV in a different spot. And he's tracking it, and he sees I have a extension, or my makeshift extension cord. And he's like, hey, that's a fire hazard. He's like, that's good engineering. I appreciate the try, but nah, this ain't happening. And I'm like, okay. And he's getting ready to shut the door, and all of a sudden there's boobs that pop up on TV. And he's like, what's this? I'm like, I don't know. I've been asleep. I just had the TV on. And then like it went to commercial, said Cinemax. He's like, wait a minute. How in the hell do you have Cinemax? I'm like, and he's like looking at the TV. Of course, he goes around and sees my job and sees these filters sticking out of the back. And I just started bawling. I was like, I'm getting an ass whooping. There's stealing involved. I was watching porn. I have a makeshift extension cord. I've already crossed 3 lines in a matter of seconds. Him looking at this shit show.
3 strikes, you're out, bud.
And I just remember him being like, what the hell? And
He knew his son was a degenerate right then.
Yeah.
Ah, fuck.
but then he was like, hey. where'd you get those filters? You know, I was like, it was not me that stole them. It was my friend. He stole them, and then he gave them to me. I don't even know why I needed to tell him, like, he stole them out of the back of a truck. He did it. He stole them out of the back of a truck. I could just said, yeah, he had them laying around and gave them to me, and everybody would have been fine with it, which everybody was. But Dad, I remember him telling me, he's like, hey, how long you had these? I'm like, a couple months now. And he's like, well, if you would have just given them to me, we could have plugged them in downstairs and everybody could have had these other channels for free. And I'm like, holy shit. And I remember him that night, he unplugs the TV, he rips the fucking extension cord thing apart, he takes the filters, and I'm just happy I didn't get a beating that night. So I'm just laying there sleeping, like, all right, this is gonna be interesting. Of course, the next day, Dad went downstairs, he's got everything fucking hooked up, and we all have Cinemax. But he's like, yeah, don't watch that after 8 o'clock.
Cinemax
It's on
turns
the
to
boom
Cinemax.
Yeah, I'm like, what's he mean by that? Because I didn't know. So of
Didn't
course, as I'm a young kid, I'm going upstairs butting Cinemax any chance I can get. And yeah, it got kind of raunchy for a fucking 12-year-old boy.
Yeah, especially a pervert like you.
Yep, real perv. Yep, sex crazed maniac on the loose.
Real bloodthirsty and sex crazed.
Yep.
Double trouble. You don't want none of that. Turns all your bad problems into good problems. Yeah, kind of interesting that I've never hit my kids before. I mean, hit them like I've smacked my kids on the ass when they were toddlers, smacked their hands down, smacked them through the diaper when they're walking away, you know, like, but as far as like, get in here, you're getting punished, and it's a whipping, that's never happened.
It's like when I caught Xander peeing all over the place.
You pee on him and
I'm like, no.
show him his
That's
butt.
when I put him in
Rubbed his
I made
nose
him
in it.
Oh, yeah.
put him in a diaper. He goes to put pants on, like, He's like 4. I was like, no, we're driving around and I'm taking you everywhere just in a diaper. He never did piss on everything or anything ever again or in bottles and just leave him random places.
My
He was
dad-
so fucking embarrassed.
So that's what my dad did to
But
humiliate
that's
me.
where I got the idea at from yours.
From my dad?
Yeah.
Glad I could help.
Yeah.
I was humiliated.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Xander, your dad's a fucking piece of shit.
He's actually going to agree with you on that one this week.
Well, yeah, I know. That's why I'm trying to get him to join my side. Yeah, I mean, it's still, that right there is better than a fucking ass whipping that's not really going to help you out that much.
No.
I don't know, it's just my opinion as I've gotten older. But sorry, Mom and Dad, you guys were lazy parents. My parents just would whip my ass, and there was explanations to go along with them too, but not good enough. Like, I was so, but the problem was, when I was a kid, I was smart enough to fuck around, you know, instead of actually trying to learn a lesson. If my parents were trying to tell me a lesson, I would be trying to patronize them while they were during the lesson, you know, that my dad's sitting there with a belt and he's trying to tell me, look, you know, I don't want to do this, but you won't stop, and what's going to happen if you don't stop is this, that, and the other. And I'd be like, oh, will that happen? And I'm like, what, can you explain it? Just being a facetious, you know. And then sometimes he wouldn't catch on, and he'd start to explain, like, oh, wow.
Oh my god.
And then that'd be about the time he would fucking snatch me out by the
Russian
curlies and fucking. That'd be the end of the. And I don't know why I did that. I guess because I already kind of know what the whipping was gonna be like. Like, I knew it was gonna suck. But let's spice things up a bit. Here's a little foreplay for you, you old cocksucker. You know. God.
They don't watch this podcast, do they?
Well, I don't know. My dad always likes it every week, so I don't know if he watches. He said, I watch your show. I don't know what it means. But I watch it. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know what it means? It's just us talking. So, figure it out, you old fart. Yeah. But yeah, like, I don't know. It's just it's an odd thing generationally. That was the thing to do. I guess that's what everybody would do. Like, you're talking to your friends and they're like, man, if my son did that, I'd whip his fucking ass. And you're like, yeah, that's a matter of fact, I'm gonna go home right now and whip my son's ass. But now if you talk to me and they're like, yeah, man, I would be disappointed, but man, I'd want him to do better, so I would try to see if I can get through to him to let him know what was wrong, and then he doesn't do it again. Like, and then whip his ass. Like, no, there won't be any ass whipping.
Yeah.
I just want him to learn his lesson. Like, I don't think pain. Like, this is like I'm gonna teach you, John, that violence solves every problem. Because every problem that I had when I was a kid was the answer was violence, meaning getting an ass whipping at the end. That's what I was willing to give up. I was willing to sacrifice physical pain that I knew I was going to have to endure if I did this, and I just do it anyways, just like you said. Like, yeah, you know it's wrong, you know you're gonna get whipped, but you already had been whipped before.
You
And
know what to expect.
And like it hurts, and and then you bawl like a little baby for a few minutes, or sometimes not. If I was real mad, especially if I didn't think I deserved the ass whipping, I would try my best to not cry. And then sometimes I'd just be a fucking I'd throw fits. During the whipping, after the whipping, I'd still be tantruming,
Would you say there's a difference between so you pissed your dad off, you got your ass whooped, and then my dad in a situation, I'd do something wrong, and it was, like I said, it was never out of anger. Would you say that's a different type of discipline, or do you think it's about the same, I wonder?
Well, it still answers the question for the kid with, if there's a problem, I'll beat it out of the person. But essentially, like, if the problem is, how do you solve a problem? It's physical pain. Like, that's the message. It's like, I guess you could take it the other way, like, I don't want to get my ass beat again, so I won't do that.
Right? It's kind of like,
But it
I'm not
doesn't
gonna
always
touch-
go that way. Like,
No,
depending on the
sorry.
personality, it's like, well, I
Yeah.
already know.
The personality. I'm sure there's some that probably got spanked 1 or 2 times and was like, that sucks. I don't want to deal with that ever again.
So they started being able to really hide their
Yeah.
problems real good, their crimes. Because that's my problem. I always got caught.
That
just gonna try
Or-
harder not getting caught.
it helped them maybe
Yeah.
with cognitive of, hey, I'm gonna not do this because I don't like the pain or whatever. I don't want to get spanked. Like, I think that was my brother. My brother was able to rationalize it as, I don't do that. I don't get spanked, and I don't have to worry about it. Like, it clicked with him quick. My brother hardly ever got spanked.
I don't like getting hurt or hurting.
But my personality was, like I said, well, I'm already in trouble, so I might as well just go for gold. Or, boo! And then I'm going, what in the fuck was that? Why
Maybe you
did
like pain.
There was times I don't know why I did what I did. I mean, I'm not,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I've been there.
You were just so wrapped up in 100 miles an hour that then there's times that you just stood there and I would go, oh shit, why did I do that?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Like
I
you're going back through your memories, and you
Yeah.
know you did it, but it's like, whoa, and it was just seconds
yeah,
ago.
like I would blow myself away going, oh.
Do you think
fuck.
there's a part of you that wanted to get whooped?
I don't think a part of me wanted to get whooped. I think some of it may have been attention.
Yeah.
Like, I want all eyes on me. I think that's why I did a lot of the stuff I did was I liked people's reactions, or, I was going for their reactions where they're like, oh shit. And it's like, yeah, oh shit.
He's
I
gonna
did
do it.
that.
Yeah.
That was me. And then you suffered the consequences.
I wonder if
but-
there's a link to those kind of kids when they get older. If you kind of, you guys got a lot of tattoos. I wonder if there's like a connection there. People that kind of acted up, got whooped, kind of missed the pain. So are they more like, you have more tattoos than your brother, for example?
Right. He has 0. So.
Right.
So yeah, one would be more than him.
Yeah, but I just kind of wondered. He was like real good, didn't really like the pain, didn't like get ass whipped, but learned real quick that hurts. I'm not gonna do it. You got Ryan over here. Fuck it, it hurts, but I'm gonna do it again.
Maybe.
And it's just like, yeah,
Where
tattoos
you
hurt, but I'm gonna
learn-
get more.
You can learn to explain the pain,
Right.
where it's like, oh, this sucks, but it's worth it. That's kind of how my childhood was. Is the pain's gonna suck, but it's gonna be worth it.
in the end. Kind of like the sick ass tat I have on me.
But back when me and Garrett started getting tattoos, it still wasn't as. It's not like we were when our grandparents were like, you were either a felon or a con, but 25, 30 years ago when I started, well, 30 years ago when I started getting tattooed, it wasn't as accepted like it is now. And I
It's like
think
trendy now.
part of that excitement was that for me is, yeah, not everyone you see has a tattoo.
Now,
I'd
even
always
fucking
wanted
kindergarten
tattoos.
teachers got more tattoos than me.
Yeah.
Little fucks.
Yeah. I mean, shit, my youngest daughter's starting to creep up on having more tattoos, and I mean, she's getting covered. You know, my oldest. But it's one of those that it's so accepted now that it's like job stoppers, or it's not that case
It's
anymore.
not a thing anymore.
You can get, you know, and no, I'm not making fun of Garrett, but
It's
you
gonna
had your
sound
face
like that
tattooed.
a lot like you're making fun
I'm
of
not, but you had your face tattooed 30 years ago. Were you getting a job anywhere that you probably wanted to work?
Not even fucking Tyson. They'd be like,
So you
we'll
know what
hire
I
you, but
mean?
you're cutting meat, motherfucker.
And
You're
so-
not working on machinery.
And so now, you know, even face tattoos aren't a disqualifier. It's so accepted now that it's like, hey, well, now they're actually looking at your credentials instead of what you look like.
Is it they're looking at your credentials, or is it the fact that more people can work from home now and they don't really need to be around? Stuff like that.
And that
Taylor
could
plays
be.
into that.
But like he said, teachers.
Yeah.
I mean, it used to be, hell no.
And
That shit
nurses and
was hidden.
doctors, and they're all
You got that
tattoos.
shit above your sleeve line. You got it on your back. You got it
Well, even like
anywhere
law
but where it could
enforcement
be
and stuff
seen.
like that. You know, you see a lot more law enforcement.
Military.
now. Yeah.
You know, so it is.
You
It's
don't
so
see a lot
much
of
more
nuns.
acceptable.
In this part of Kansas, where the fuck are you going with this?
Nuns still aren't getting tattoos. They're
Yeah.
still being wholesome and
How
not
would you
giving
know? I
up
don't
the
even see them. I don't
pussy.
even see their arms. They could be completely sleeved out.
They could. That'd be
Wouldn't
funnier
you-
now.
are you not
From
even
like
gonna-
the base of their neck down.
Now they
just
probably even
rock
got it around
down
that
the
white
tattoo.
thing that comes around their face, and here's they take it off and
Yeah.
just completely. That's why we wear this to cover our tattoos.
That'd be funnier now.
So you think there's like this
Mother Teresa
conspiracy
was
where all these
rocking
nuns
some
are
shit.
actually the
Right.
biggest sinners in history? They're like, yeah, my body's a temple, all right? A temple for me to fucking graffiti up.
Well, can't you just pray that away?
Tattoos? Yeah, they're pretty permanent.
No, I mean, just ask for forgiveness, I guess.
Yeah,
I think you can fuck up all you want as long as you ask for forgiveness. You should be fine.
that's a really strange one. Like, you could be Jeffrey Dahmer style.
Enzo.
Next thing you know, you're getting ready to get, you know, the lethal injection, or, well, he got lethally injected, all right,
Yeah, with a
With
barbell.
with a broomstick, too.
Oh yeah.
But he's, you know, getting ready to get beat to death with his barbell, and he's like, oh, dear Heavenly Father, I'm sorry for, you know, eating them guys and all that other stuff I did. Please accept me. God pops up, he's like, bingo, bango, Jeffrey, I knew you had it in you.
Yeah.
Welcome to heaven.
I mean, they claim that he was a Christian when he died. I don't know. I think, you know, it all depends on the reasoning behind them wanting to be saved. I think, you know, you would agree it's where their heart is, if they're truly wanting it, or if it's
Oh, I'm sorry, but if I created I was the creator of the universe, I'd be like, trying to push that under the rug. That was a fuck up.
you're like, Jeffrey, I didn't think you were gonna do it. Damn it. This is awkward, bud.
Like,
I have to
hey,
flip a coin on this.
You
one.
ate
What
so
direction you
many
going?
people, man.
Like,
Like, damn it.
and
Like
listen,
one,
you got
two,
caught.
but you ate so many people.
I don't know if it was a racially motivated deal, but you know most of them were black, right? Like, that's not cool. At this day and age, you can't do that.
Like, where's Hitler?
Yeah, right. Bring back the fucking genocide.
Oh my god.
What do you guys got going on today on this, it's gonna be hot. Dude,
It's
the
gonna
next
be
2
gross.
weeks is gonna be welcome to Kansas.
Yeah, it's gonna be miserable.
What day you guys think it's gonna hit the triple digits?
Yeah.
Tuesday is what I'm thinking. Tuesday or Wednesday.
I don't even look at the forecast because I don't want to be disappointed.
If you like it raging hot, if you like when there's a slight breeze, it feels like there's a blow dryer blowing across your entire body.
Boy, that was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
10 days. triple digits.
I think that's where we're gonna be at here in the next couple of
It was
weeks.
fucking miserable, man.
We got all that rain,
I
and now it's gonna
rolled the
be
window down getting into Kansas 2 years ago from that trip, and man, just getting blasted in the face. It felt like, yeah, like a blow dryer or oven.
like just blowing.
It was
across your
moving
skin.
air, but it was coming off the pavement, blacktop. It was just smacking in the face. It's like, yeah, we need to roll. You'd be better off with the windows up and no AC at
What's
that
even
point.
hot enough that when you take the dog out to go to the bathroom, you make sure she's not getting on the concrete. Or,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
because
like,
burning their pads.
yeah, it's like, no, get in the grass, pick her up, carry her, set her down. It's like, good God.
Yeah, the pavement. You can't put them on that hot blacktop. You know, you see that shit getting bubbles in the pavement and popping. You know, it's like liquid, fucking tar. And them dogs walk on it. Oh God, poor things.
I always feel bad when you see them walking them down the street.
Yeah,
it's
it's
like,
a 95.
damn, man, take your shoes off and walk barefoot with them, and then let me know if you still want to take your dog for a walk. Like, that's fucked.
I was watching, true crime stuff. I kind of do this, but there was a guy that got pulled over in a parking lot, and I can't remember what city it was, but it was triple digits. And they were hollering at him to get the hell out of the car. He didn't do anything. Maybe they had the wrong guy, or I can't remember exactly how this went down, but they ended up dragging his ass out of the car. He didn't have a shirt on.
Oh man, right on the pavement.
And they were telling him, back up, get down. And he's like, I can't get down. The pavement's too hot, kind of thing. And they ended up grabbing him, throwing him down. And he ended up with like 2nd-degree burns all over the side of his face. Yes, he's just screaming in pain. And I was like, man, of course he got some money out of the deal, I'm sure. Because number one, he didn't do anything wrong. He didn't break any rules or anything. He was just kind of missed identity, I guess, mistaken. And yeah, that shit would suck. I can't imagine. We've all been at the swimming pool, and yeah, that
I feel like the
concrete's hot.
bottom of your feet are gonna burn off.
Yeah,
Yep. And that's just concrete.
Yeah.
That's not asphalt.
Oh, asphalt is worse. It's black. It absorbs the heat way better.
but yeah, that shit would suck ass. Like you
Holy
can't
shit.
get down on the ground. They're threatening to shoot you.
There was a video in a motel, and this guy had. I mean, I remember it was just kind of. I think we may have watched a couple YouTube videos together about this. It was a young cop. I don't know, late 20s. This guy, I know you will remember this.
Oh yeah, I know the story already. I'm pretty sure.
They're at a this guy's he's a pest control guy. Somehow brings a BB gun into a motel, and it's one of the motels where the pool's outside of some rooms, and he has this BB gun, and there's a couple. It's like a chick and a guy and him, and he's traveling. This is a buddy he invited down to the motel. He's showing him this pellet gun. He does bug sprays for bugs.
It was just pest control in general.
Just pest
It
control.
could
He
even been a
shoots
train
rats.
gun if I remember right.
But he's in the room, and somebody calls the police from outside the motel, from the pool area, saying there's a guy in the room with a gun. The police come into the motel. So now there's a hallway inside. People can see into your room from outside. They're in the hallway, and so they call this guy out. And I don't remember exactly. They call him, and then the police officer's giving him commands on what to do, but the commands are like, he's rattling them off.
Keep your hands up, don't move, and then get on the floor. So he's moving his hands to the floor to get down on something. No, I told you not to move. Get your hands up. You can't get on the floor or on your chest with your hands up, kind of thing. The guy's crying.
Yeah,
The
shorts are down.
officer's extremely pissed, and his pants keep trying to fall down. He's trying to pull his pants up. He's like, "Don't you move!" And then that cop had like on his gun case it said "killer" or some
That's
shit.
what,
like
yeah.
that.
I'm glad you remembered because I knew we had watched some shit on it. 'Cause
We watched it.
It said it was an acronym for like something about basically killer or murder or something. This is a cop, and he had just gotten in trouble prior to that, like a year before, of using
Excessive force in
on
a
someone.
stupid
So
situation.
now he's got like lethal force and excessive force.
He ended up shooting the guy dead. I mean, he
No,
was
he
unarmed.
popped him.
Yeah, it wasn't like one or two. He just, yeah, it was
So he's like,
disgusting.
he's telling him to come backwards, like on your knees, interlace your fingers, walk backwards on, and he's like trying to stand up. He's like, I told you not to stand. And he's like, you said walk backwards. He's like, on your knees, walk backwards. And he's just going
Don't
through
you
these
reach for
commands.
everything? And he's trying to
Yeah,
pull
he
his
kept
pants out,
telling
his
him
pants
that
are
too.
And it
He's
was
like,
all
don't reach.
over like a BB gun or a.
Yeah.
Yeah, something. It was either like John said now.
He was a
don't
pest
remember.
control something or other.
He was just showing the gun off. It was like an air rifle, and he's just like, yeah. In the room, somebody from outside said there's a guy with a gun, and there's people in the room, and just, and then this gung ho cop came in with this. He had his
All kinds
gun.
of orders.
The deal of it was the gun, the inscription on the gun that he had put on there, and how. What do you call it when you do all that to a gun? They call it something. He had the laser sights.
Like modified.
Modified.
Oh, it's
like
extremely modified. He had the
AR.
gun rails and stuff on there, and he had it. I mean, completely to the kill. It was ready for battle. He had every option on there.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Damn.
unfortunately,
Did that
that
guy?
happened
Did
sometimes.
we ever figure out if that guy got charged with anything?
He didn't get charged with anything.
Motherfucker.
He got let go, which it's all on body cam. This is when I think that was it too. The body cams had just kind of really started getting prevalent on people airing them on the internet. You know what I'm saying? They're like, okay, we're putting body cams now. Everybody's getting the footage and then putting it on TMZ. And yeah, but the guy was doing nothing wrong. He came out of the room completely unarmed in just shorts and it was a false.
That's what I don't get is if he's unarmed, how big of a threat could he have posed?
Yeah.
The
It
guy.
seemed like he knew he was gonna die though. I mean, he's saying, "Please don't shoot me. I don't have anything
Well, he
on me." I
probably
mean, he's
saw the
begging for his
inscription
life.
on the gun.
He was begging for his
That's
life.
fucking crazy.
Well, and that was the thing too. Like that was everybody. I think that was the consensus, at least, that most people thought that cop was just waiting for his opportunity to kill somebody
Yeah.
and call it in the line of duty. I mean, the guy wasn't doing anything wrong, but I think that's what the final nail in the coffin was. As he kept walking backwards, his shorts were falling down, and he kept trying to pull them up, and that's what he said. Quit! Don't reach for it! Don't! I told you not to reach for it! Pop, 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 or something to that effect. You can find the videos; they're all over YouTube because it was a pretty big deal.
I watch a lot of that. Those auditors and First Amendment auditors and.
Some of them are cool, but some of them really irritate the crap out of me.
That's what I was getting ready to say.
But your rights are your rights.
It's
Your
about
rights are your rights,
50-50, but some of them.
But you do have a right to be a piece of shit.
You do.
And a lot of them do that. Like they're outside a police station, the cops are being cool. The ones where the cops are complete assholes, or they'll say it's against the law to film here. Like
It's
I
a
don't
public
know.
easement. You can film anywhere you fucking
Yeah,
want from
and
the
so
public,
those
you
types,
can see.
when those cops come up and they're like I'm like, well, this is why. Even though this auditor is a piece of shit, he has the right to do it, and you don't know that.
And he's gonna sue him. He's gonna make money. He's
This
got
is a
YouTube
cop.
following, and
Well, it's like this is a cop, and they come. That just makes the department look stupid when you come in and say, "Hey, it's against the law to do this," and then they tell you and literally cite the law and say, "No, by
articulate.
KS AR 3521, I have the right to film. I have the right," and they're like, "Nope, that's not true."
Is being suspicious a crime?
Yeah.
Is that, they say, is that a felony or a misdemeanor? Well, it's not a crime. We're doing an investigation. Well, I don't have to impede on your investigation kind of thing.
My biggest rabbit hole I've gone down on YouTube, and I'm late to the party, is Outdoor Boys. Watching that guy that lives in Alaska go survive out in the wild.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, it's awesome.
Huh.
Outdoor Boys. He started it basically just wanting to do some informational stuff, and then ended up getting like this humongous, like one video we watched the other night, 47 million views.
Oh, shit. Outdoor boys.
Outdoor Boys. You gotta check it out. The guy's like this big ex-army, like 6'2" or 3", almost just like this nerdy guy, but builds the most phenomenal things. He'll go cut his own trees down. He
Making his own cabin.
make his own cabin and shit.
That
It's
shit's
pretty
so
cool.
badass.
And one of them, he was brought his blacksmith gear with him and showed you how to make charcoal, and then forged like a knife. And we went down. I mean, we watched 4 or 5 of them the other night.
Yeah.
When I was having my colonoscopy the day before, I was in my bedroom because it's right across from the bathroom. So that way, when I had to run back and forth and shit my brains out, I just got to watching these, and I was hooked. just one after another.
Is it a newer show or an older show?
I think it's a couple of years old. Like he's gave his final farewell because he's got 2 young boys, and he was like, I didn't expect it to take off like this. I'm giving you my farewell. I gotta, I want to spend time with my family and everything. And
I've seen some of those videos where they just make random stuff out in the middle of the woods. It's like a 30, 45-minute fast frame, like the guy in Amazon that builds a swimming pool and stuff like that, or a
Paints it and
shelter.
everything, yeah. I've
this,
seen it.
this guy, super interesting. Knows all the animals, plant life, and just kind of spreading his knowledge. Like, hey, I'm going to go do this, and here's how you track deer, and here's how you, here's what bear prints look like, here's what you just kind of like, hey, I'm going to go do this anyway, so I'm going to film it.
Huh.
And just exploded.
Here's a
And
Bigfoot print.
to the
You
point
get the hell
that
out of here.
he had to tell people I'm not filming anymore because it's taken away from my family.
You could do a show like that called the Outback Boys, John.
You can do one called the Backdoor Boys.
It would
Brokeback
explode, I
Boys.
bet ya.
Do the Brokeback Boys.
Brokeback
Where's
Boys.
your cowboy hat today?
I stopped using that, man. I kept getting instant messages or direct messages from ladies saying they wanted me to
Ride them like
lick
that.
their butthole
Yeah.
with that cowboy
Well,
hat on.
Ride me
I
like
could
a
see
horse.
where you'd have to stop wearing that if that was happening.
Oh yeah, it was really good.
Well, he's not doing it for the ladies. He's doing it for Katie. Not
Yeah.
wearing it.
because she'd want to lick my butthole if she sees me in that. When a girl sees a cowboy and a smile, a lot of times they'll go the extra mile, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
My God.
Yeah. What time is it?
8:22.
8:22.
See that right up there?
Oh, it's 78 outside? That seems fake.
Yeah.
I bet it's hotter than that out there already.
Not on this side of the street.
Fake news.
Fake news. All right. Anybody else got anything?
Think I'm good.
No,
Are you good?
trying to be good, I guess.
If you can avoid getting beat up today.
I think that might be over. Still a little scared.
Well, John, if you need any help, $20 is $20.
Right.
All right, guys. Thank you for your time, folks. And we'll see you next Sunday.